Ladies and gentlemen, we
So,
have Nan Ross. Again, we were trying to do. We were trying out her new microphone. We're gonna do some more test runs with her new microphone,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we're gonna do her live with her new microphone. But Nan Ross back in the building. Welcome
What's
back, Nan.
up?
How are
How are
you,
you?
Nan? How you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
that's what's
Awesome.
up. Nan, so we're going to get right into the conversation talking about how to keep our mind positive during hard and challenging times. That could be like,
Yes.
that could be like a major challenge for a lot of folks to be able to stay positive and be able to stay focused during challenging times. What do you recommend to help people, help folks stay positive, stay focused, stay on the trail, stay on the path when they're going through challenging times, facing challenging times?
Okay. Well, actually, that's like a great question, and I really wanted to talk about this topic because it's so easy to be positive when things are great. Everything's good. You're content. It's super easy. But being positive during tough times, and I want to talk about this because like now the suicide rate is so high, and if I could share a dark period of my life, a story, I want to share the story, then maybe I could help someone else. I could save someone else's life, or I can help those who are going through a really tough time. And one of the darkest periods of my life was when my son was incarcerated. He just turned 18, and he was facing life in prison. As a mother, someone taking your child away feels like death. So I was grieving. I cried every day for 2 years. I suffered from massive depression, anxieties. I became an alcoholic. I ain't talking about just drinking wine, but I'm talking about buying bottles of E&J every night and crushing
Wow.
it
Wow.
because I was trying to mask. I remember I couldn't function the day-to-day activities. I quit my job. I went into isolation, felt embarrassed. Financially, I fell apart.
Wow.
Anger, rage. But what I wanted to mention is how I was able to get over that is during this very stressful time. This was like year 2, and we was debating if my son would actually go to trial or take a plea. And during that time, it triggered. It was like another year came up, and certain moments triggered and brought up old wounds that hasn't been healed. So because what I was going through, I had anger towards my son's father for what happened 10 years ago. I had anger for losing my baby sister over domestic violence. So when all those things, those moments triggers and they come back up, it really brings your emotions or brings your energy much lower. And then when you hear things, discouragement from other people. So I've heard, what's wrong with you? You can't make your marriage work. Your son is locked up. If you're so smart, why you struggle financially? And I got to the point where I wanted to give up because I didn't have hope. I didn't want to watch TV in fear of the news. I didn't want to read the blogs due to the horrible things. It was, in my eyes, like hope was validation from other people. And I allowed those external forces to bring me down. But here's what I discovered, and here's a tip. My biggest discouragement was it wasn't what other people were saying, it was me. So when you go through tough times, look at it as transition, because when you go to tough times, it's a transition, but it's always going to equal transformation. So today, I'm here talking to you because I had hope. I believe in something I could not see, which is faith. And when you feel like you don't have enough love or you don't have hope, you lose strength. to life. You lose strength and to the function of the day-to-day activity. You still have all these old wounds that, it could be anything back from childhood that wants to come up to the surface. So today my sister is still not here, but everything has changed. Today my son is home, doing well, working and going to school. Everything has changed, but it started within myself because of the transformation that I went through.
And
the worst part of your life can turn into something good. It could be a gift. It could be a blessing. You may not see it now. But when you learn self-discovery, when you learn the truth about yourself and you love and self-love, but love for others, forgiving others, because I had to forgive my son's father. Forgiving him, forgiving others, loving ourselves is the key to healing the soul. So it's, what was I? Oh, I was watching, Deepak Chopra. He's like the prominent figure in the New Age movement. He was giving a story about a friend of his in Africa. And throughout his life, this friend, he was going through a lot of hard, challenging times. And he asked him, like, hey, how were you able to become resilient? Right? How were you able to still make through and break through? And he told him, which was so powerful and so profound, he told him, I remember the past and I learned from it. I rejoice and celebrate in the present, and I reimagine the future.
Powerful.
Isn't it? Yes. So, being positive during this tough times can make miracles happen, not just for yourself, but also for others.
Absolutely.
So it's really getting to know who you are. That self-discovery is amazing, because you will learn something about yourself that eventually you will look at all the stuff that happened in the past as something that you learn from. It's when you keep going through challenges, especially as repetitive, because it seems like my life was nothing but violence. But I did not allow to be a victim of my thoughts. Not anymore. I did, but not anymore. So therefore, I was not victimized by my past.
And it's interesting that you use the word transformation, because that's what it's all about. Transforming, the renewing. That's the scripture. I mean, transforming by the renewing of your mind.
Yes. And realize that everything doesn't last forever.
It's only a time.
Now, my sister being passed, when you lose a loved one, I mean, they're not going to come back. But when you remember the good things, or remember how that person was in your life that actually taught you a lesson, you may not notice it when that person was speaking to you.
Right.
But after they're gone, their energy, their spirit, it's still around.
Right.
You still have that connection. So when losing a loved one, it takes. I can't put a time limit on anyone on as far as how long you should grieve, but just don't allow certain situations that's happening right now. Don't allow it to keep you down. Feel your emotions. You have to feel your emotions. Don't, because when you deny it, what happens is it's suppressed. So feel your emotions. When you're mad or you angry, scream.
Absolutely.
Yell. Do whatever it takes to release that energy. As long as you don't harm anyone, and as long as you don't harm yourself, but Own up to your feelings. Own up to your emotions. Be true and be real to yourself. Too many people, it's bad enough that people who fake around other people, but people are more fake around themselves. Because they don't even know, first of all, they don't even know what they want or what they need. But overall, it's people want love and hope.
Be true to
That's
yourself.
the basis. And yes.
Yeah. That's important.
And
before
being true to yourself, that's self-love.
Absolutely. Before you came on, I played Nona Hendrix' Transformation, and this was even
really?
Yep. And that was before I even knew you were going to discuss transformation. That says a lot that folks are operating on the same wavelength, which is great.
So just to let people know, if you're going through some tough times, you're not alone. I thought I was the only one going through a certain situation until I found other people who's been there. It's good to talk to someone. Talk to someone that you trust to release and to talk about what's bothering, and that's what I did. I had I'm blessed to have family members where I was vulnerable. I let my guard down because I'm supposed to be this tough girl. When Nan falls apart, oh my God, we never see her cry.
Right. Right.
But you got to get to the point where it's just like I have to give up fighting and resisting
and just
trying to prevent things to happen.
And just let go and just go with the flow.
Yeah, but when you go with the flow, because if you told me, it was 5 years ago, if you told me just go with the flow, I would probably look at you like you're crazy.
Right. Right.
But one thing that I did when he was incarcerated that first year, I moved into his room. I didn't move into the room, but I turned that room into a place where I practiced my spirituality, because I felt like if I was in his room, there was going to be some type of connection.
You turned it into a war room?
Huh?
You turned it into a war room?
Well, no, a spiritual, it was a room where I did my spiritual practice.
Yeah, well, this movie that came out a while back. They called it War Room, but it was the woman's prayer room where she would go and pray.
Oh,
and
really?
Post
What's the name of the movie?
War Room.
Okay, I need to go check that out.
Yeah, that was basically, she put up positive quotes and read scriptures and pray in this room in her house, and she called it the War Room.
Wow. So I had that. I had everything on the walls. I had healing symbols. I had chakras, and
that's it.
And my daily spiritual practice, because when I was going through, I quit my job because I could not function as a digital marketing manager, getting paid pretty good money. I was just like, I can't function.
So you had to take a moment.
Huh?
You had to take a moment. You had to take a pause.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The first time where, because usually if I quit a job, it's because I'm starting a business or I have a couple of clients. Financially I was able to handle things. But in this situation, it was, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And then I ran into, financially I fell apart.
Right.
So, but yeah, my thing is to love and to dream big and just never give up. Never give up. Whatever you're going through is not going to last forever unless you allowed. Huh?
I said, say it again. Tell the truth. I say it every Thursday. Don't give up. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. Not even yourself.
Yeah. Don't be a victim of your thoughts, especially your past thoughts.
Exactly. say it every Thursday. Get your mind out of the gutter. Come on
Yeah.
now, people. It's time. It's 2018. Listen to Nan, ladies and gentlemen. She is talking the truth. She's speaking. She's speaking the truth.
You know, this is the first time that I actually told that story. That happened almost 5 years ago.
Wow. And you know,
so because I've been,
go ahead.
And because I've been through that, it has caused me to have this transformation, which is now I am, practicing energy healing and helping others do the same. Because if I wish I've known this years ago, but when you're conditioned, when it comes to religion, it's so much focus on look outside of yourself, look for external forces to give you hope, to give you love, to give you what you want. But that is not true. It's been a lie.
So you know what my next question is going to be, and I asked you this before. When's the book coming out?
Oh, it's coming out soon. It's coming. And that's another thing, with the book, I have to tell my story. So for me to come out and tell this story, regardless if what criticism I will receive, I don't care now, because that was something that I had to go through to be able for me to help others. So, but there's some other stuff that I've been through. Like, my mom was telling me, like, you need to write a book. You've been through so much.
You have. And
you would still, still be able to, be resilient and overcome. But yeah, healing is that going through that process. And like I said, still healing. And each time you heal from an emotion that's maybe from a past, right? That could be childhood condition. Once you release that, you increase your vibration. And once you increase your vibration, your circumstances changes. So I had to make sure that I increased my vibration, because I wanted my son to be more positive, regardless of the situation he was in. When he came out, my thing was, okay, I had to teach him. I have to teach him and help him heal, because I don't want him to come back. I don't want him to go back.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Nan Ross dropping some more nuggets on us on the Basis Show.
We'd be talking about some, really, deep topics.
Yes.
And I did not want this particular show to be, okay, this is what you need to do to be positive during tough times. You got to do ABC. Because the people won't, it won't be receptive, because there's no story, there's nothing, the basis to it. So I was like, oh, you know what? I got to tell my story. That's the only way I can make people believe that things are going to be okay.
Right. And you'll be able to help so many people like you're already doing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I love it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Nan Ross in the building on the Basis Show. Nan, thank you again for giving us a call and stopping by the Basis Show. And you're always welcome to stop by and drop some more nuggets on us here at the Basis Show.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Talk to you soon,
okay,
Nan.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.